Welcome back to the channel. We're excited to share with you our eagerly anticipated Supercharger Kit for the Suzuki Jimny. We picked up this car in 2019 and we knew quickly that for those that like the outdoors and accessorising their adventure vehicle, it was going to need more power and torque. From factory, the little 1.5 litre 4-cylinder makes 75 kilowatts or about 100 horsepower at the flywheel. Anyone that's read the reviews or driven the vehicle knows even in completely stock form, the performance is really underwhelming. So our engineering team set about developing a supercharger kit using our TVS technology from Eaton that provides a linear boost curve and power and torque everywhere, exactly what a vehicle like this needs. We're definitely renowned for big horsepower supercharged engine combinations, often V8, but the little inline 4-cylinder is using the TVS900 rotating group. So in basic terms, this rotating group is what moves the air. What we have here is a fancy air pump. A supercharger is driven off the crankshaft, and this input shaft turns the rotors, which moves the air from the airbox with clean air through the supercharger, being an air pump, through an intercooler core into the cylinder head. We need to upgrade the fueling, so we've got a new fuel rail. There's an integrated bypass valve, which improves fuel economy and drivability at low RPM. Now let's consider the air path. The kit comes with a carbon fibre 2-piece airbox, sits in the factory position and uses the same filter element as the factory airbox. We supply a dirty air rubber tube, and being the factory location, that interfaces with the standard location in the front right of the engine bay. Those running a Snorkel can easily plumb to the same location. On the clean air side, this runs straight into the supercharger through the throttle body. We utilise the OEM belt path. It's a factory 5 PK and supply a billet idler bracket with integrated tensioner to drive the supercharger. So clean air enters the throttle body, goes into the supercharger and exits boosted into the intercooler brick. We supply a water-to-air system that's a closed circuit. The Bosch intercooler pump integrates with the low temp radiator and lines to plumb back to the intercooler core inside the manifold. The closed circuit intercooler system also comes with this reservoir that plumbs next to the radiator in the front of the engine bay. For engine control, we supply a 2.5 bar map sensor, and increased fuel flow is handled by these OEM Denso injectors. As you can see from the engine bay, our engineers have done a stellar job on the overall hardware integration. Following the excellent work from our engineers on the design, our production team do a phenomenal job on the assembly, machining and end-of-line testing on every unit before it ships to the customer. Our goal is always to have an OE level of quality and integration with the hardware, and that extends to the recalibration or the tuning that's required to make the whole package work. For this kit, we're reflashing the factory ECU with a new file. We're not using a piggyback or a standalone ECU, and that ensures that all of the vehicle systems function as intended by Suzuki. Keeping with our focus on OE, the whole kit with our calibration has passed on this vehicle the emissions test and has been mod plated in Victoria. In 3-door trim, they weigh 1100 kilos, so they're not very heavy. Suzuki quotes from factory 75 kilowatts or 100 horsepower at the flywheel. Our 3-door, when we baselined it on the hub dyno, made 63 kilowatts or a massive 85 horsepower naturally aspirated. And the torque numbers, which is what you feel when you drive, standard 107 Newton meters or 79 foot-pounds. We know boost fixes everything, and after years of calibration development, our supercharger system is making a little over 9 psi peak, and we see over a 50% gain in power and over 40% torque. Impressively, we see a nice linear power and torque curve. The power jumps to 100 kilowatts or 134 horsepower, and torque climbs to 149 Newton meters or 110 foot-pounds. Interestingly, on the factory airbox configuration where it picks up the dirty air, on this vehicle we saw the air coming off the radiator, that hot air getting ingested straight into the airbox. With the vehicles that we've run with the Snorkel, the air from outside the engine bay is cooler, which is improving performance. Several years after the release of the 3-door, Suzuki introduced the 5-door, the XL. We've fitted up a kit to the J-Box XL, and it runs a Snorkel, and its performance was slightly higher than this vehicle because of that cold air induction effect. So the difference between the Snorkel or the factory airbox dirty air location is somewhere between 5 and 10 horsepower with the back-to-back testing that we've done. Whether you've got a 3-door Jimny or a 5-door, whether it's standard or covered with accessories, our supercharger system is a game changer for drivability. These cars desperately need more power and torque, and that's what we deliver. You can learn more at harrop.com.au. Thanks for watching, we'll catch you next time.